As a business owner, how much trust do you have in your clients? You might say, I've got the very best clientele and good working relationships with all of them. With that in mind, how do you feel when you book a job and the customer says they don't want to use a credit card, but the check is in the mail or the check is going to be on the table when the crew arrives? Ouch, no payment upon completion of job? My guest today to talk about this is someone who probably has been burned a couple times in business, Steve Toburen, the founder of Homefront Success. Steve, welcome. And am I right? Have you been burned?
Oh, you have no idea the stories I could tell, Jeff. And thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. So let's talk about this. This check is in the mail. I don't even know if people write checks that much anymore, but I think some might for a service like this or the payments on the table. Is there an upside to that? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, once again, previous clients, known quantity. I've got no issues at all. And of course, for our listeners, our viewers here who are doing commercial work, which I love, pretty much inevitably, you're going to be facing a net 30 on regular routine work. But I assume what we're going to really talk about today is residential clients. People, come in, and if they're a first-time client, that's when my little warning signals go off. So very simply, the most important thing is to clearly define your expectations. Have it out right up front after you book the job, and then hopefully without your voice quivering, what I suggest and what I had in my phone script for my CSRs, my phone representatives, was, and what form of payment will you be using? That's clean, it's simple, and it puts the question out on the table. Because here's the thing, if you don't say that, many times people aren't going to leave a check. And one thing that I often will suggest people do, um, if the client does say on a new customer, first time, if they say, well, I'll put a check on the table, you can just have your CSR say very calmly, routinely, that's the key thing, kind of a routine. You say, well, that will be perfect, Mrs. Jones. However, on first time clients, we do require a credit card up front to guarantee payment. And of course, you're covered by our 100% guarantee. And very honestly, in today's society, if somebody isn't willing to guarantee payment with a credit card, something's wrong, very likely. I give a credit card to guarantee a hotel room payment, and by golly, that cleaning or restoration job is probably going to be a whole lot more than the price of my hotel rooms because I don't stay in real classy places.
I
So
I hear you. I hear you.
that's and now you got me thinking. One thing I beg my business clients, please stop justifying, stop being timid. When you go into a Walmart, a Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, you pay for the product. Well, so in residential cleaning, it's entirely normal and fair for you to expect to be paid upon completion of the services. Don't let them bill, don't say, well, can you bill me? Say, we do expect payment at time of service. And especially on a larger job where it may even be multiple days, where it's a specialized service, it's not inappropriate to ask for a payment, some percentage up front. No, no
Every
fear, no
yeah,
fear.
every job is different, every client is different, but the bottom line is you're right. In today's world, payment for a service or anything is expected at that time. I'm going to try to go to Chick-fil-A and ask if I can pay tomorrow for a chicken sandwich today.
Now, let's see. Uh, you and I are of a certain generation. So, what was Popeye's friend that was that Wimpy?
wimpy who would say that. He would say, I'll gladly pay you tomorrow. I'm paraphrasing here for a burger today, something like that.
Yeah, but I'm afraid the majority of our audience, Jeff, is just not going to get that reference. One last thing I want to mention, and I mention this in all of my classes. Here's the challenge is you don't want to implement a payment system or any other system to catch the 1% that will also irritate or offend the 99% of your customers that are good, loyal, solid people. When I sold my business, my the guy that bought my business was a little bit tone deaf, and shortly afterwards, I got a snail mail letter from him because that's all we had back then. And the letter said, due to increasing bad checks, we no longer will accept checks. And I called him up and I said, what are you doing? How many bad checks have you got? And he said, well, we had one last week. So we decided to change the system. And I go, how many good checks have you received? Oh, hundreds. And I go, so you're going to punish the hundreds? So don't get me started on that. I could talk all day, but as always, wonderful to spend a few minutes with you, Jeff.